Hi, thank you for clicking on today's video. So if you saw the build video, then you'll know that I just recently put this together. It has a Ryzen 5500 and a RX 6600 8GB in it. So for today's video, I'm just going to be doing some of the testing if you were curious about actually building this PC and what kind of gaming performance you could expect. So if you're new here, I go by NickyT. I love creating tech, gaming, and PC build content. So if that interests you, then definitely consider subscribing as you watch through the video. Definitely drop a like on the video if you do enjoy it. It helps me a ton as a creator. And then drop a comment down below because I love hearing from people and I love talking builds with everybody and just like hearing about what kind of PC parts you're interested in, what parts you're using in your own personal builds. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna make this one short and sweet. So we're gonna jump right into some of the game testing. Something that I wanna mention about this Okinos Aqua 3 is that it actually feels both spacious and quite small, which I think if you're going for like an MATX build, that's kind of the vibe that you want. It doesn't take up that much room at all on this desk. This is a 48 by 28 inch desk. So this desk is not that big. It's like a decent size, but I wouldn't say it's like too terribly large comparative. What's really nice about an MATX style case, especially a vertical design case, is that its footprint is more vertical than it is obviously horizontal. It fits really nicely on this desk and I feel like I have a ton of room, and this is only a 24.5-inch monitor, so plenty of room to be able to actually use it as a desk and not feel cramped. So first up, I've been playing a lot of Rivals lately, so we'll test out Rivals real quick. So it's on the high preset right now with FSR set to quality, so let's check it out. FSR 3 quality, no frame gen. I actually turn sharpening usually down and then everything else at high. I feel like, I don't know what it is with video games nowadays, but everything is like over sharpened. Kind of feel like I kind of like the softer look nowadays. I think when I was younger, I really liked that super sharp look, but not as much anymore. Some frame gen. Let's see what happens.
Armed and dangerous.
It's actually not too bad. I mean, if you wanted to play this on high settings and use a little bit of frame gen, you could easily get over 100 FPS. At 130 FPS when you're not in battle. I think it was sitting right around 100 when you were. Let's do low graphics with frame gen, because I play everything on low when I play shooters. I mean, pretty similar to performance as high as if you were on frame gen. I mean, I think you're just VRAM limited. We're pretty much using all the available VRAM, which to be expected.
Judge, jury, executioner. I'm good to go.
Alright, so we're gonna look at another favorite game of mine, Total War Warhammer 3. I play this game a lot. So everything is set on high. We are ready to go. Texture quality is on ultra, and unit size we're actually going to set on ultra. Battle benchmark, let's go. Let's see how it does. All right, let's see how this does. So far, 80 FPS or so. Down to the 60s. We're about 7,000 VRAM. So we're about 7 gigs of VRAM being used right now. It's to be expected. Honestly though, really nice. If you wanted to build a budget PC for less than $550, I mean, This is running on Ultra. Yes, it's at 1080p, but $500 in today's market for PCs. You know how hard it is to hit $500 price point nowadays? Slight dip under 60 when they zoomed in right there, but man, really pleased with the way that this build is performing. Polar bear cav, I mean, come on, what's cooler than that? Yeah, I mean, average was 66. Had a couple dips, but overall pretty stable. Okay, so we have to test Cyberpunk next because you absolutely have to nowadays. If you're doing any sort of GPU slash, you basically have to test Cyberpunk in every situation nowadays. It's kind of become like the standard for performance testing. But I actually really loved Cyberpunk. I played it right when it first came out, and I played it on. I actually ended up building my 3080 PC that I still have for this game, and it was amazing. I had a flawless time playing it, and I wish I could go back through and relive through that. All right, let's see what our settings are here. So let's just do the ultra preset, no ray tracing. We'll set to quality, no sharpening. Leave everything else at high and ultra.
Hey, hey.
Overall, I mean, this is one of the busiest areas for sure when you play this game. It's a really solid area to test if you're going to do any sort of FPS test for graphics card or processor. I feel like it hits both pretty hard in this area. There's a lot of NPCs that usually walk through here. So you're pretty much maxed out on the GPU, and honestly, the stock Wraith cooler for the Ryzen 5500 too is actually not doing terribly bad. It's keeping it under 80. It's pretty much locked at 79. We'll see if it goes up. Definitely probably would be VRAM limited in this situation. We're already at 7.5 gigs. But I mean, you could play it on this. If you're okay with it dipping down into the 40s occasionally when you're moving quickly like this. But I mean, if you're used to 30 FPS gaming on a console, then this is even better than that. So let's do that high. Actually, let's leave it at ultra, and let's do frame generation. I think I have to restart the game in order for it to take effect though. So let's do that. Okay, all right, so we're back in the game. We're still on the ultra high preset. So yeah, we're still on ultra high preset, but we've enabled frame generation. Yeah, let's actually take sharpness. Let's leave there. So with frame gen, we are sitting like right around 100 FPS, slightly under it, even when we're running. So dip down into the 70s. I mean, even without ray tracing, Cyberpunk just looks amazing. I think easily you could spend $175 on this and have a great Cyberpunk experience. Okay, so last up we have Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Gonna do the benchmark test here, the ultra preset on. I was gonna do extreme, but it pushes past the VRAM target. So actually, you know what? Let's put it on extreme. Let's see what happens. No frame gen. Let's go into the benchmark tool and just see how it performs. So right around 60 FPS at extreme. Usually right here when you get out of the water is when the biggest dip happens. Yep. So 53 it hit. 51, 46, 45. Is it just me, or does Call of Duty not look any better no matter what settings you run on it? All right, so 65, GPU bottleneck, 98%. Not surprised. Okay, so let's switch the graphics settings around here. Let's do... Really, I play everything on minimum when I play any sort of shooter. So let's do that, and then let's go back into the game. So you can already tell we're averaging probably 2 to 3 times the FPS, which makes sense, dropping it to minimum and everything. Everything just looks kind of fuzzy, to be honest, but I wouldn't say like graphically it looks that different. It's just the fuzziness of it, so you could probably get away with doing some of the sharpening. So then it becomes a CPU bottleneck, not being able to generate enough frames. Really interesting to see the difference between high and medium settings, how it switches back and forth between a CPU and a GPU bottleneck. Okay, so that's going to end it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I just wanted to do quick testing on some of the gaming performance for this PC build. The reason for that is right around $550, you can still get into a really great PC. Even in today's market, where the PC market is actually maybe worse than it ever has been. But if you're willing to buy 2 generations back and look for used deals, then you can easily build a $500-ish, $600 PC in that range. That's going to easily be able to play even modern games at 1080p. So save yourself some money. If you just want to get into gaming, save yourself some money, look for used deals, and you could still get that awesome gaming experience. And something I would still greatly recommend. Definitely check out the Okinos Aqua 3. I will have it linked down here in the description again. I do have an affiliate link for it for Amazon, but it's not sponsored. I only get a kickback for it if you decide to purchase the case. So it gives me a small kickback. It's very little. It gives me a small kickback, but it does help support the channel. If you do feel like purchasing this case, it's a really good case, I think, for the price. Actually looks really clean. I'm actually really impressed with it. If you enjoyed the video at all, please consider subscribing. That'll mean the world to me. Definitely drop me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. And then drop a like on the video, and it helps me reach a wider audience and help grow the channel. So those are the 3 ways that you can support me completely free as a creator if you want to go that route. Gotta leave the video off here today, so appreciate you guys and your time, and until the next build video, see ya.